What up, friends? Welcome back to another Car Sessions. I've got some super exciting news. I finally hit 100,000 subscribers. No, that's not right. I had 100 subscribers? No, that's not right either. What did I hit 100,000 of? That's right. Mileage. Yeah, I've had this car for about 10 years. 11 years, actually, here in April. And I finally hit 100,000 miles. Granted, a lot of that was gathered the last few months, having to commute 100 miles a day, but it is what it is. So anyways, that's fun. It's really neat. I figured I'd get there someday. It was the first time I got it in a vehicle. So sit back, relax, and enjoy while I tell you some fun car stories. Well, I will say, I'm actually not at 100,000 miles yet. I'm 25 miles away from that goal. I'm gonna move that there. Car coming that way. I'm just gonna go. He's turning in. But real close. Like I said previously, I've never actually hit 100,000 miles in a car, which is neat, I guess. Bad. It just shows how little I actually drive my vehicle. I will also say this is the second vehicle that I've had in my lifetime. The first vehicle was pretty much taken from me during a car accident when I was 17. Got sideswiped by a lady who was late for work. Nailed me right on that side. My friend was in the car. I felt really bad because it was also her birthday that day, and she was looking for a ride to school. And yeah, just hit me on the side, and the car was totaled. Thankfully, we walked away safely. And yeah, that car probably had, I want to say, less than 20,000 miles on it. And so yeah, this is the first time in a vehicle that I'm hitting 100,000 miles. It's exciting. It's cool. It's neat. Never hit that number in a car. I'm just trying to hit that in other things. Scores in video games. But yeah, lots of memories in this car. This car started with me back in Arizona. Came with me on a trailer as I drove through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, part of Nebraska, part of Missouri, actually part of Missouri, and into Iowa as I moved out here back in 2012. My friend Jess, who helped me out. Thanks, Jess, again. Appreciated that. You're a great person to travel with, fun on road trips. But yeah, this car has seen not a ton of states in comparison to how many states we actually have. Let's go through them. Arizona, Nevada, California, New Mexico, Colorado, Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, Iowa, and Nebraska. I don't think I said Nebraska. I don't think. There's still plenty of states I could drive through that are close by, like Minnesota, Illinois. One thing I'd like to do this summer would be to drive historical Route 66. That'd be fun. It's something I've wanted to do for many years and have never really found a group of people to go with, and I know I could go by myself, but I figured it'd be a fun group road trip to do that with people. So we'll see if I can pull that off, maybe this summer. I just booked my ticket to E3, so we'll see where I can line that up in regards to vacation. What else can I tell you about my vehicle here? It's a 2008 Mitsubishi Lancer GTS. It's a 4-cylinder, 143 horsepower, 157 if I switch it over to the paddle shifters, I believe is what it says, the brochure. honestly didn't know a lot about cars growing up, and didn't really know a lot about cars when I was in high school either. It took some hazing from some friends to actually get me to be interested in cars, and not just make and model, but specifications, which is really where you learn a lot more about cars. 4 cylinders, automatic. Let's see, CVT, that's a fun thing. Continuous various transmission, which I had no idea was a thing until I started driving this car. This was one of the first models to actually have CVT in it, which was mind-blowing because I had a Honda Civic before this, and you could feel it shift. Like, when you put the pedal to the metal to get up to speed to get on the highway, you could feel it shift. And when I first got this car, I was driving behind my dad on the way home, and it took until I got on the freeway where I realized my car didn't feel like it was really accelerating, or at least it felt really slow in regards to accelerating. And I looked down and it's like, well, it says it's going 65, 70, 75, but it doesn't feel like it is. And I was like, what the hell? So I remember pulling over the side, making sure nothing was wrong, and then getting back on. And I remember thinking, I don't feel any shifting at all. I was really confused by that. So I asked my dad, he wasn't really sure, so we started looking online, and sure enough, there it was, CVT, Continuous Variation Transmission, or whatever the V stands for. But it was neat, it was cool. That was one of the things I learned about cars in regards to that. And if you are unsure of what CVT is, check it out, it's really interesting. If you have a newer car, it's in most newer cars, and it's pretty much that seamless thing. So in the olden days when you drive cars, you would feel the car shift and kind of feel like a jerk as it was getting into different gears. With CVT, there are 2 sets of gears running. That way there's a seamless exchange, so you don't ever really feel that jerk in gear shift. So that was kind of cool. Let's talk about problems I've had with my car. The first problem I had with my car, don't remember what year, maybe it's 2010, 2011. I was driving home from college to see my parents, had my laundry in my car, had my backpack, laptop, all that good stuff. Going about 75 from Phoenix to Casa Grande, and I hear this clank, and my car kind of jerks, and I was like, oh crap, did I run something over? I'm looking in the back of my rear view mirror, there's nothing there. And I'm like, oh man, what the hell is that? So I'm still driving along, and I'm starting to slow down a bit, and I'm like, huh. So I push down on the gas, and hear the engine rev up, but I'm not accelerating anymore. And my car is just slowly ticking down, going 75 to 70 to 60 to, oh shit, there's people coming up behind me. So hit my hazards, looked behind, made sure I could get over, switched lanes, pulled off to the side as far as I could go, turned off my car, turned it back on, tried to accelerate. All it would do was coast. It's great. It's a real hot day too. It's like 105, I think. I have no car, no AC now, and it's hot. I called my sister, I'm like, yo, you mind picking me up? Because my car just died on me. She came and got me, called for a tow truck while I was waiting for her. It's heating up, left my doors open. Just waiting for my sister to pick me up. 15 minutes go by, she picked me up. Left the keys in the car, left the car unlocked, tow truck came, picked it up, took it back to the dealership. And took 3 days because that happened on the weekend. So had to wait for someone to get there, evaluate the car, order parts, and then get the car back. So 3 days without my car, which it's one of those things when you don't have it, or when you have it, you don't really appreciate it until you don't have it, because you're just like, damn, I really need to go places. Thankfully I had a lender from my parents, but still, it was like, damn, I really need to go places. So, what happened there? What happened there was apparently the chip that controlled pretty much everything in my car burnt out because of how hot it was and just duration of time. And so, not exactly sure what that clank was, but potentially it was the chip exploding, or the capacitor on the chip exploding, which thankfully didn't do any more damage because of how small it was. But the chip burnt out, which essentially said, you know, when I'm pushing my foot down on the pedal, it wasn't communicating to the rest of the car's computer to say, hey, FYI, you should probably be accelerating now. At least that's the way they explained it to me. So yeah, thankfully that was under warranty. Got that all cleared up, which was great. Ooh, that's another thing. Speaking of warranty, blown out the sub like 3 times and got those all replaced under warranty. Thankfully I haven't blown it out since then. Yeah, I tend to bump my music in my car. Except right now, when I do these things. Because obviously you need to hear me. When I first moved to Iowa, I went a whole year accident-free. And then, while taking a corner too quickly as it started snowing, I slammed into a curb, which destroyed my front tire. Or the wheelbarrow anyways. The joints. Thankfully that got all resolved. So, thanks Ron, if you're watching this, for helping getting me to the car maintenance place, the auto shop. Appreciate that, if you're watching. That was a good night. Oh man, 10 miles away. 10 miles away. What else can I tell you? So the first snowstorm I drove through, I was visiting my friend Giselle up in Flagstaff, where she was going to school. I was in Tempe at the time. Drove up there on a Friday, like I normally do. It was like, I don't know, March, April sometime. Spring. It was great. So we're there hanging out. Friday night was great. Forgot what we did Saturday. We went to dinner Friday night, went to dinner Saturday night, and she was like, you're leaving tonight, right? What time are you leaving? She's like, probably shouldn't have that many beers. I'm like, I'm not leaving tonight, what are you talking about? It's Saturday, I'm leaving tomorrow. She looked at me like, you do realize there's a blizzard coming, right? No. There's no blizzard. It was 90 freaking degrees when I left Phoenix. And it's 70 degrees. And I remember looking at my phone, and it was like 40-something degrees. I was like, oh shit. Damn, okay. I was like, really? No way. She's like, yeah. And as we're leaving the restaurant, it starts raining, and it's cold. It's really cold. I did not have a winter's coat or anything. It's just cold out. And so, I'm like, well, this is fine. It's just raining. She's like, it's gonna get worse. I'm like, it's fine. We're good. We're good. So we go back. We end up watching, oh shoot, what is that? The name of that movie with the kid and the dog. Tintin. Remembered it. Watching Tintin and falling asleep on the couch watching Tintin. Waking up at like 4 a.m. needing to take a piss. And I'm like looking out the window and I'm like, oh, this is fine. I'm looking like it's just a little bit of snowflakes, nothing crazy. And I go back to sleep. I wake up at like 10 and I poke my head out. It's sunny, like there's just lights coming in, and I'm like, this is good. This is good. And poke my head out the window or the blinds, take a look, and oh shit, dude, there was like a foot of snow on the ground, and I was like, well, that sucks. Apparently, the sunshine I saw was just a break in the clouds. Yes, just a break in the clouds. So, I got stuck for a few hours. We kept watching the weather. She had really shitty internet, and I couldn't always get a signal. And I was like, shit, man, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Like, I can't be stuck in Flagstaff. And Flagstaff is on a mountain. I'm sitting there like, oh, God, I'm panicking. I don't know what to do. And so, we're sitting there. She's like, just don't worry about it. Just get some breakfast, and, like, you're either stuck here or you're not. It's like, I gotta leave. She's like, well, you can't leave because all the mountain pass roads are closed. And I'm like, shit. Okay. And so, started watching and figuring out, okay, when can I leave? When can I leave? And like 5 hours pass. It's around like 2:30, I think, 3. And finally, like, oh, the mountain passes are closed. I'm like, oh, or open. I'm like, great. I'm gonna go now. And so I grab my stuff and I head to my car, and yeah, my car got stuck in the mud, and so I had to call a tow truck to come help me out. And he was like, yeah, it's probably gonna be like 2 to 3 hours. I'm trying to help a bunch of cars out of the ditch and stuff. I was like, oh god, okay, great. So I go back in, I tell her, and she's laughing at me. She's like, yeah, man, you know, you can't stop in the snow and mud. And I'm like, yeah. So that's what happened. And thankfully, he actually showed up 45 minutes later, helped me get my car out, hopped on. And all I could think of was, I'm gonna die on this mountain pass. Snow, never driven in snow before. It's the scariest thing ever. But thankfully I made it. Got to this awesome valley between Flagstaff and Phoenix, where the clouds kind of broke up and you could see just pitches of blue sky, clouds, sunlight. It was pretty. Took a picture, but back then we had real shitty phones and cameras, so it didn't come out great and I don't have it saved anywhere. It was real pretty. Got home safely. But hey, we're a couple miles away from hitting 100,000 miles. Let's check it out. Dang, guy, dang. Holy crap, there it is, 100,000 miles. Did it. Did it. I appreciate this car. Thanks, Dad, for purchasing the car. Appreciate that. A lot of good memories here. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed those stories. So again, if you did, please consider hitting that like button, sharing the video, or even better yet, subscribing to my channel for more car sessions. Really appreciate you guys watching, and with that, I will see you next time.